Good evening. It is February 12th, 2025, and this is a meeting of the Video Production Commission, and it is 6:09, and I'm going to read off the roll call. Okay, Commissioner Tom King.
Here.
Okay. Commissioner Lori Lococo has an excused absence. Commissioner Mark Paulson may be on his way. Commissioner Mahmoud Arif Ghazi.
I'm here.
Okay. And Commissioner Vince Davis.
I'm here.
Okay. And we have our staff liaison, Riley Pillar, with us this evening. And we've established that we have a quorum. Okay, I'm going to move on to item 2. Public comments on agenda items, and there are no members of the public present, so we can skip over that. Item 3, amendments to the agenda. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Okay, I'm gonna move on to item 4, the consent agenda. Approve the meeting minutes for December 11th, 2024. And do folks need a few minutes just to look those over? There is a little formatting issue. If you look on the second page, that item 6 should have been actually 5E. I don't know why that did that, but that doesn't really change the content of the minutes. I can correct that. So I'll just give folks a few minutes to look it over. Okay. Do we need additional time? Are we good?
I would like to make
Okay.
a motion that we accept the minutes for December 11th, 2024.
Okay, Commissioner Tom King made the motion to accept the minutes from December 11th, 2024. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Commissioner Vince Davis seconded. Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, minutes are approved. Okay, gonna move on to the business section of the meeting. Item 5A, review of training opportunities through Suncom. And little back and forth with Glenn Wilcherberg, and so we're going to gather here at around 10:30 on Sunday, the 16th. And I talked with Cheryl downstairs, and what they're going to do is they're gonna remotely open the doors for us, so that we can get in at 10 o'clock. They'll open the doors for us, and so I'll unlock the video production room, and so we'll be here. And she's going to keep it open from 10 to 10:45. I said that was a little bit too long, but that's fine. So if anyone can, I'm going to be here. I think you said you would be in attendance, and Arif, you said you'd be here as well.
Yes.
So.
I can be too.
Okay.
And I talked to Suzanne, if we need to put it on the village calendar or anything. And she said that we don't have to, but we might as well, just to be safe in case we do end up talking anything about, like, quote unquote business or commissions, and then that just,
You're
covered, yeah.
So how long is it gonna be? 2 hours or?
It's probably gonna be an hour, hour and a half. I don't think Glenn put a time limit on it.
I don't think he said.
Yeah, I think we're gonna just
I
do
can check.
basic stuff.
What time is it?
Pardon me?
What time?
10:30,
10:30, okay.
yeah.
I'll try to be there.
Okay, and I sent it up, but I'll send out a reminder again. And I wanna mention that I did not hear from our village board liaison. I haven't heard from trustee Patrick, I mean, I've seen trustee Patrick, I've talked to him, but he hasn't told me so maybe we need to find out if he still is our liaison, I don't know.
I would assume so, but I can ask. I know he's been doing a lot of like coaching stuff for his kids and whatnot too.
Yeah, but I think, yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, but at one point he was relaying a message to the commissioner, and then once he responded to me, but I've been copying him, and he just he hasn't said, I'm not gonna be there. So, okay, all right. Yeah, it would be,
Yeah, I think he's invested. I don't know. I can reach out to him as well.
I'm sorry, say it again?
I think he's invested in this committee and video production in general, but I'll reach out to him too and see if he.
Yeah, maybe I'll just shoot him an email saying, let us know, keep us in the loop if you're not gonna be able to attend. So, okay, any further discussion about the training on Sunday? No? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna move on to item 5B. Review of the equipment inventory, and we haven't really done an equipment inventory, Glenn hasn't done an equipment inventory, but we could certainly do an equipment inventory ourselves. Maybe we
Yeah.
could do
He
that.
said he
maybe-
is going to.
Is
Yeah.
he?
Yeah, I think I sent you an email on that. He responded that he's planning on it still. I think with just his personal stuff that he had come up, it's put a delay in it, but he's still
Right.
planning on
Yeah,
that.
Glenn his father passed away, so he was, that's why,
He was out of town for a
yeah,
while.
he was out of town, none of the January dates worked, and then we didn't get back to him in time for,
The early February.
yeah. So, but was it 2 weeks ago, you and I were here?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
so, Commissioner Davis and I were here 2 weeks ago. And we, just by chance, there was a staff member here and they let us in. And we went into the production room. And, I mentioned this to Cheryl Wagner, that the production room is pretty cluttered.
It's a little bit of
A little
disarray.
cluttered, yeah, a little cluttered with stuff. There's 2 cameras.
Yep.
We did find a third in a cabinet, if you recall that.
Oh, the older one.
An older one,
Yeah.
right. There's cameras that were in, from the ceilings that were in the village, in the boardroom, that are in there. There's a lot of surplus stuff. We could not find the chargers for the batteries for the cameras.
Yeah.
But I did talk to Al Stash and he gave me 3 places to look. He said behind the black screen where they used for interviews,
Okay.
behind the green screen, or behind the sound booth.
It's behind a screen or something.
It's somewhere there. He said there are chargers for the batteries. So we were able to charge a battery in a camera, but we couldn't find the charger per se. So if we can't find them, we'll have to order some, but anyways.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing too with those cameras is we're not going to need any additional lenses off the bat too. I
Wait,
mean,
I'm sorry, say
we
again?
we probably won't need any additional lenses off the bat too because they've got built-in filters for the sunlight and stuff like that. So that's cool, especially if we're
Yeah,
going to do any filming outdoors or anything.
yeah. So there's a lot of stuff in there,
Mhm.
cables, miscellaneous cables, other stuff that I think should be sold off or recycled
Mm.
or just scrapped. Especially if that's gonna be Brian Sawyer's office going forward. We could probably help facilitate, and that sound booth, I don't know, I mean, I guess you could get a crowbar and a hammer and break it apart.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun job.
Yeah, I don't know if yeah.
Does that fall under our purview? I hope not.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not really our job. So Glenn anticipates doing an inventory,
Yep,
yeah,
we can ask him on Sunday when he plans to do that, otherwise I can email him this week.
okay. Okay, I'm gonna move on to item 5C, action item, discussion of purchase of editing software. And we did purchase a laptop out of last year's budget, so we're starting fresh. And I didn't make notes in the minutes, but I think we were talking about around $600 for the editing software.
For Adobe, yeah, you could be at 600 yearly. But you could also go with DaVinci Resolve, which is another really popular one, and that's a one-time fee. You pay it once and you're done. It's like 300.
So which one you mentioned? Adobe what?
So there's Adobe Creative Cloud, which is kind of like everything you'd get. There's a whole bunch of different applications involved in that you might need. But then there's also just strictly video editing, and it's a one-time fee. DaVinci Resolve will do video.
What's it called?
DaVinci, like Leonardo.
Oh, okay.
Which one is more user friendly?
It's a great question. They're both, there's a learning curve to both. It's not like either is super easy.
Which has more functionality?
Which is equivalent. I will say Adobe's got a lot more bells and whistles, and they have like a whole ecosystem built around it. DaVinci, though, for like what it is very good. That's what like studios will use. They're known for like color correction and that type of stuff.
No kind of what?
Like color correction. Like so when you go and have to do like your video editing with colors, they have a bunch of stuff, and a lot of it is you're not having to pay for a lot of extras with that. Where Adobe might try to upsell you on certain things. They both have their pros and cons. You can ask 100 different people, and you'd get 50 answers one way, 50 answers the other. So
Yeah,
it's
everyone has their preference.
it's all preference.
Well, I'd like to just pay the $300 fee and be done with it, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I like for what it is, it's probably a better call. Like unless you're gonna need any of like the other stuff, like the Village is gonna use Photoshop or any of that other stuff, you probably won't need it. With Adobe. And they keep jacking up prices every year. DaVinci stays the same. So
So, I don't think there's any, you think there's any possibility of a discount for a governmental entity or a,
I could always try. I could look it up.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's usually like student discounts, but I've never seen that or something.
Yeah, I used a student discount for like 8 years before they
Yeah,
finally caught
I
on.
was gonna say that there's like school ones, but I don't know about others.
Yeah, I think there might be a government one. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to look.
So we want to get the DaVinci? It's half the-
Sounds, yeah.
My
half the
thought
price.
is that
Yeah.
maybe that's too much for us. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I mean, it's really like how much are you planning on using it?
right, exactly, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, DaVinci Resolve Studio $295.
$295.
Yeah,
And it's just a fee for the software and you're done?
Yep.
No yearly fee?
software fee. That's it. I mean, like
And does it, so do we have to renew it every year?
nope.
Oh,
You buy it once. They update it. They might come out with different like versions, but they're like one of the last people where it's like you buy it once, you're done.
Oh, they also have a free version.
They do.
they what?
Free.
There's free versions of all of them. They're usually pretty stripped down. So I mean, if that's something we want to play around with before we commit to it, that could be an option. Adobe doesn't offer free because they're
Yeah.
Adobe,
Yeah,
but
I mean, there's no, I hate to say, there's no urgency right now because we don't have any material that we have to edit, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
so maybe we can get that downloaded on the laptop prior to training day. We can get everybody can take a look at it, play around with it for a little bit, and we can go from there. Maybe.
Where's the laptop now?
It's in the video production room, yeah.
Did you try it? Did you try anything on it yet?
Yeah, or on the laptop.
No, laptop.
No, the laptop's more than good enough for what we're going to be doing.
So, maybe I'll get with Brian and we can break out the laptop and,
Yeah.
is Brian available this week?
I talked to him actually, sorry, I forgot to send everyone a note. I asked if he should set it up or Glenn should set it up, and he said Glenn can go ahead and do whatever we wanna do with whatever programs we want. And then once we have whatever set up, then Brian will put on, all the village security things he needs to do.
Got it.
Gotcha.
So he's fine with, Glenn setting up anything for program wise first.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think about that in terms of the village, we want. We have
Yeah,
to
so
have
he'll have to install,
protocols
like
and,
some,
yeah,
some softwares that like every village laptop has to have.
Gonna
But-
lock you down. So you
But
can't
yeah,
do
but he
that.
said, we don't have to wait on him, that like, we can install whatever first, and once we have whatever we want set up, then he can do what he
do we
does.
have a tag, like a village tag for certainly an asset?
What do you mean a tag?
So in other words, it's village property. So we should have, are there anything that goes on village computers?
Barcode and inventory.
Yeah.
Maybe on the bottom it looks like I have some sticker, so yeah, I can ask.
Yeah, because obviously.
I'm sure he'll probably put something on there then.
Right.
But yeah, so basically we can put whatever programs we want on, we don't have to wait on him, but he'll install whatever he needs to do, when he has time.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good idea to just install the DaVinci.
Yeah.
Right.
We play around with it. I can bring my laptop in too, in case you guys want to check out Adobe and what that looks like. I mean, just so you have an idea of between the two. But I think what you'll find is that it's
Pretty same.
yeah, it's not super crazily different.
Okay. So my thinking is that going with the DaVinci software makes more sense. I mean, for us at this time.
Yep.
I mean, if we're doing a lot of video production and we're doing, there's a lot of content we need to edit. I think maybe the more expensive one, but just the fact that it's a one-time,
Right.
it makes more sense. So,
I agree.
okay, I'll entertain a motion then for, probably a not to exceed amount would be good.
400.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good, yeah, $400. So,
I'll make a motion to not exceed $400 for the purchase of DaVinci Resolve.
okay,
And you second?
okay, is there a second?
Oh, I second.
Second by Commissioner Gudawi-Kazi, okay. Any further discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we'll go ahead and do that. So, Riley, do you want to communicate with Brian then to say that we approve the purchase of the DaVinci Resolve software, but we can try a free version to play with it first.
Yeah, I'll talk to him and Suzanne tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we should probably stipulate that the laptop shouldn't leave that room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm gonna move on to item 5D. Action item, discussion of recommendation for naming video production room, the Sid Berg Dennis Keating Video Production Room. So, just before the meeting, I sent out an email. I tried to find information about Sid Berg and Dennis Keating. All I found were obituaries. I did call up Al Stash. Al said that he believed that they were both involved, or they were commissioners of the former Cable TV Commission for probably close to 25 years. They were both village trustees. Sid Berg was very involved with the VFW. I think he was post commander a few times. He was a World War II veteran. Dennis Keating, likewise, close to 25 years as a commissioner. He may have served on some other commissions, I don't know, but he served probably a 3-year term on the Saw Creek Sanitary District Board. So they both had long involvement in the village. I did email Positive Impressions just to say, 5 foot by, I don't know, 36, 5 inch, not 5 foot. It'd be a 5-inch by 6-inch plaque of of any kind of durable material that said, Sidberg / Dennis Keating video production room. What would it cost? We're looking at a range, I don't know, $50 to $100 for something that we could put on the wall. Now, so we're advisory, so we would pass it along to staff to say, this is what we'd like to do. I think it's a nice gesture. I knew both gentlemen. They were great people. They served the village a long time. So we don't typically do a lot of naming in the village. There's not a lot of streets that are, have honorary names. But, so I'll just open it up to discussion if folks have ideas about it. I mean, if you don't wanna do it, that's perfectly fine with me. But it's something that this commission talked about. When Al Stash was the commission chair. So is there any discussion?
I mean, they served for 25 years on the commission, right?
Close to
or-
25 years, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what Al Stash said.
I mean,
And he know, because he's been involved with the commission, Cable TV Commission, Video Production Commission also.
got it. So he's both. I mean, I don't have anything to say against it. I think I'm okay with the naming of it.
So how long Al Stash, he served?
Well, he had a long stint on the Cable TV Commission. And then there was kind of an unfortunate situation that happened. It was actually during the recording of it was a recording of a village board meeting at Iowa Community Center. This was the discussion about, Lufkin Pool. And he was using some new equipment or something, and he didn't get the audio. And the village manager at that time, I don't want to characterize it. He may have been somewhat harsh with Al. I don't know. Let's say he was disappointed that they went through a lot of effort to have it at the Iowa Community Center.
Right.
There were a lot of people there. They were hoping to air it so that people could have, listen to the discussion, dialogue about the future of Lufkin Pool, and it didn't happen. He was disappointed, and he told Al he was disappointed, and I think Al became
Al resigned after that.
he became somehow it hurt his feelings, or it hurt his, and he said, I'm resigning. But then he came back. He came back after a while, and then he left again. So, and kind of under maybe similar circumstances. Maybe he didn't feel he was appreciated. I mean, he did a lot. I mean, he produced a lot of really great programming, and he did a lot of other things. So,
Understandable.
yeah.
I've been there. Who hasn't forgotten this?
Right. Yeah, you don't feel appreciated, or maybe something was miscommunication.
Sure.
Maybe unfortunate words were said, and that's all it takes.
Understood.
So, what we can do is we can we can set this item aside. We can talk about it next month if you want to. If you want to read what I sent, we can do that as well.
So is there family members who are involved in this? Like, do you have?
So, Dennis Keating's wife lives in Downers Grove. He kind of officially retired, and he moved, I think, to a retirement facility in Downers Grove. His wife still, I think she still lives there. I think her name is Joanne. I could certainly reach out to her. Sid does have relatives in town. Karen Marnell, who works for the library, she's his stepdaughter. So
Yeah, so, who brought this proposal, like?
Who what?
Who brought this proposal?
this was brought. Al, I'm gonna say Al Stash kind of brought it forward. Would you say that's correct, Tom?
I don't know.
I mean, I didn't originate the idea, but I thought
Yeah,
it had merit.
my concern, I do think it's a nice gesture, but I don't see, I mean, my question is who from the community is requesting this? Is the community of Villa Park interested in naming the video production room after them? Like you said, we don't have a lot of memorial type landmarks or rooms or buildings named after people in Villa Park.
Well, you have Cortese Park,
Cortese,
which
well,
was named after Dr. Cortese.
he's a veteran. And
He was a veteran, right? Yeah.
I don't know unless I see a strong community want or petition to have that room named. I would vote present on this. I don't know about
Gotcha.
you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not aware of any member of the public asking us to name the room.
And neither of their family or?
Yeah. I mean, if I asked Karen Marnell, do you think it would be a nice gesture to name it after, Sid Berger? I'm sure she would say yes.
Yeah, and unless there's like 4 or 5 people from the community here at the public meeting petitioning to have this room named after him, I would think that would be enough for me to say yes, I would vote for it. But
Right,
otherwise,
right.
I would just vote present on this motion.
Okay.
I wouldn't vote against it. I wouldn't vote for it either. I don't know what you guys think.
I mean, I would agree. I guess I would agree. I don't know enough about either of them.
Wait,
I mean,
Right.
I understand from the history that you gave, but at the same time, it's like, is there somebody else in the history of this that's more deserving in any way? Like,
I think Al
it's-
Stash is very deserving, but he's not interested in having anything
Yeah,
named for
right.
him.
or potentially there's someone in the future that could be, that room could be named after, and do we want to, leave it open for that possibility? That thing,
Or if maybe there's another way we can honor the history of the commission. Maybe not naming a room after it, but maybe if we have we have a plaque with certain people who've reached certain milestones. Like if they hit 20 years, I mean, I think that's something that should be recognized.
It's a
of
long
course.
time, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, usually what I have seen, like if you have like an office or if you have a room, you can have a wallpaper of something, then you can put their names, like and how long they're served, right?
yeah, like a photo, name,
Photo, name.
something like that. Like I think that'd be, and then I don't know if Al would be against something like that. I mean, he's also somebody.
Yeah.
You have 3 people right there. You could start kind of like. It's not naming the room after them, but it's recognition
Yeah.
for sure.
Just put a board somewhere on the room,
Yeah.
right? Some
Yeah, there's
pictures
some
of
people
them,
who have
like-
served a long time on Planning and Zoning Commission, Park and Rec Advisory Commission, Environmental Concerns Commission. At various times, we've had an appreciation gathering.
Mhm.
I think we did last year. I don't know if there are any plans to do it this year. But, yeah, the village used to have a big event. I mean, it was a sit-down dinner and dance. Bring your spouse, and all the members of the boards and commissions were invited. And then they combined it with village staff and to honor village staff and boards and commissions. And then they kind of stopped it completely.
Gotcha.
And we've kind of returned to kind of an appreciation. It's not a sit-down dinner, but it's a buffet. You know, it's at Sugar Creek Golf Course, at least, I think we've had 2 of them,
Mm-hmm.
so.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, so far as honoring people on other commissions, that's not me. That will be a village board, something
Right.
that they would take on.
Well, I'm not even saying like
Yeah.
we get involved in that, but if
Right.
if it's something we want to do, or for the history of this commission, I think
Right,
And I don't even think we can actually decide to name a room after him. I think we can make a recommendation to the village board has to make that call. We can make a recommendation officially to the village board, but we can't make the call in terms
right,
of.
that's exactly what I'm saying. It's, our vote, if we would take a vote on this, would be to recommend.
Right.
To recommend. So, we can set this aside, we can,
I say we set it aside until, I mean, if there's, like I said, if there's a strong community want or petition to do this,
Okay.
then I think, we can easily do it, but I don't see that.
right, okay.
I don't know, do you guys agree? Or?
Yeah.
I think it's fair, yeah.
I think it's fair.
Okay, so I'm just gonna bring this back next month. If there's no community support, if no one comes, I mean, our agendas are published, then we'll just take it off the agenda. Okay, I'm gonna move on to item 5E, action item, discussion of upcoming projects. Villa Park Women's Club Political Forum, will be taking place on Tuesday, March 11th. They're calling it the Divine Meeting Space.
Mm-hmm.
It's right next to
Domino's.
Demito's, right next to Demito's. It's essentially a wine bar with a
Mm-hmm.
kind of a garden area. I've been inside of it, but I've never sat down and had. So, Janet Jackson from the Villa Park Women's Club, and it used to be called the Villa Park Junior Women's Club. I think they dropped the junior. Maybe because they're aging, I don't know. Yeah. So she wanted to know if the Video Production Commission would be able to record a political forum. And the political forum, I don't know what format it's using, but typically I've participated in a number of them. They have they invite all the candidates, they provide the questions in advance, like 3 questions, and the candidates respond. So it would be candidates for village board, the village president. It's my understanding if there may be 2 writing candidates for village clerk, and library board candidates.
Mhm.
There's 5 of those. There's 6 village trustee candidates, 2 village board president candidates, and they've at times invited school board district candidates if there's a contest. So I talked to Al about this. First off, I have a commitment. I'm attending a virtual class, every Tuesday. It's from 6 to 9, and I've invested in this class, so I would not be able to help. And if the commission wanted to take on recording this, it would be a big investment in time. I mean, we're talking a few hours. Yeah, I would say would take at least 3 hours.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I don't know how they're going to do the layout. It's March 11th. It's still going to be cold. There was a candidate forum that was held at the former Fuel,
Mhm.
and that was outdoors. And that was it was in March and it was pretty cold. So I don't know how this will be set up. I don't know what the capacity is for for Divine, how many people can fit in there? Are they gonna put it in the little courtyard? Those details I don't know. She sent me an email, she sent me a message through Messenger asking if the Video Production Commission would. And there was some question that Manager Harline had, and he sent an email this afternoon. Because there was some issue about whether we could record political forums or not.
Hey, I was about to say, I thought I remember
Yeah,
something in that
So is it a village business or
document.
it's not a village
Well, it's
business?
run by an outside group, and he copied Melissa Wolf, who is the village attorney. So I haven't, I'll just read you what I sent him. I said, "We have been approached by the Villa Park Women's Club to record a political forum that will be held at Divine at 339 East Kenilworth on Tuesday, March 11th. Since there was a concern about the village being involved in recording a political forum during the last consolidated election cycle, I want to make sure I understand what the current thinking is about the Video Production Commission being involved in recording the political forum." And he responded, it's not even addressed to me. It's addressed to Melissa Wolf. Is this something the village commission could do to avoid expenses? I'm sure one answer would be to have Suncom contract with a private entity. So, I haven't seen a response from Melissa Wolf, so I thought this was directed at me. It's actually directed at Melissa Wolf. So we don't even have an answer whether the village attorney thinks it's okay for us to do it.
Right. My only other concern is we're not going to get trained until the 16th. We really don't have a clear inventory of all our stuff.
Right.
I don't know if those cameras will run for long enough to capture. Who knows? If it goes 3-4 hours, can we
Right.
run a setup like that? It's a lot very quickly. I guess is
Right.
my concern.
The cameras will, I mean, I've done like swim meets,
Yeah.
and they can go like, one of them I filmed was like 3.5, 4 hours.
Gotcha.
I think it's okay.
You'd have to have a backup battery though.
The critical, yeah, I mean, it basically took the battery all the way down to 0. So yeah, I'd probably have to have backup battery. The critical path in my mind is the attorney.
Right.
If she says that we can film a political forum, then yes, we should do it. I mean, there was the village board meeting on Monday. There was an issue with electioneering at a public meeting. So I think we need to have that question answered. Can our commission film a campaign event?
Well, it's technically it's a political forum. I mean,
If it
League
is
of Women
hosted,
Voters, League of
yeah.
Women Voters do it, they do it all the time. We used to do it regularly. We used to do
Here.
it here in the boardroom.
Yeah.
You know, they would put people up on the dais and they'd record it.
right,
and they would live
if it
stream
is
it.
hosted by the village, then
Right,
Yeah.
but there was some change in thinking. Melissa Wolf didn't think it was proper. So you're right, we can't go against the village attorney if she thinks it's not. Yeah, and
Right.
then your point is well taken.
Well, yeah, and then I'm just like you said, we don't know their setup. We don't know what our setup's going to be, and then what time would we
Right.
need to get
Right,
there to get
yes.
everything all
Yeah.
sorted?
I mean, I don't have
there's
the
just a lot of
skills to
questions.
anyway.
I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm
Yeah,
just
it's a month away, and yeah. Once again, I don't want to commit the commission because I can't be there. So
Well, I can be there.
Yeah, look.
but I just don't have the skill to do it.
What time is that?
Start time is 6 o'clock.
6. It's possible I could make it there. The question is setup time.
So, our next meeting is the day after the forum.
Yeah, so probably,
I think it's cutting it close.
yeah.
What's
I mean,
that?
I think it's cutting it close.
Yeah.
I have something until 5:45. My son has a doctor's appointment until 5:45 that day.
We're gonna have to stop here, grab stuff, go there.
What's that?
So yeah. I mean, because we're gonna have to stop here, gather all the equipment, right, and then bring it over.
Yeah, that, you get to, yeah, we have to, yeah. But yeah, I kind of agree. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think
Yeah, it's
we'll be able to do
short.
it.
Yeah, this time is short.
Once we're
I
at
mean,
this,
do we need an answer today about it, or could we wait? I mean, maybe we come out of the 16th feeling comfortable we can pull it off or something like that. I don't know, but
right,
well, and then we still have to wait regardless, right?
we have to wait for an
the
answer,
attorney.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the critical path. I think we could make it work. The quality might be poor because we wouldn't have the full training,
Right.
but the critical path is really what Mrs. Wolf says.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna respond to Janet that we're waiting for an answer. The alternative is that she reaches out to Glenn Liljeburg to see if Glenn could do it. And, I mean, I know that the Villa Park Women's Club fundraises, they have fundraising events. Maybe they have a sufficient amount of money in their budget to, you know, so. Okay, I think that's what I'll do. I'll just say, we're waiting for a decision. We're at this point,
Right.
the commission may not, and they chose to have it someplace, they didn't
Right.
ask us. They didn't say, here's where we wanna have it, you know, they just said, this is where it's gonna be, can you record it, you know?
Right. Well, and then we got to get into things too. Like the setup is going to be huge because it's like if they plan on having multiple people and at a table answering questions. You need you need microphones for the people asking
Right.
the questions. You need
Right.
microphones for everybody up
to
there,
answer.
Right, and the nice thing about the
or
village,
shuttling them.
yeah, the board is you can use all the mics that are up there.
Right. I mean, you can use the shotgun mic on the
Yeah.
thing, but you're going to pick up a lot of.
That's what I would do, is just use the boom mic and the camera, but you're gonna pick up a lot of background noise. That's why quality's gonna be poor.
Right. That's what I'm.
No, then you have to invest time on editing it, right?
Well, that's if you can edit out the background noise. Like you can do it, but you're gonna really degrade the audio quality even of this. It'd be a lot to like monitor in person and try to turn around.
I think just because of the sheer number of candidates that are running,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how we could, it's gonna be difficult to, I mean, I can't even visualize, there's a bar, I know there's a bar on the.
Yeah.
On the east side,
Mm-hmm.
there's that little courtyard, are they gonna have candidates in the courtyard? And, yeah. Yeah, okay, I'll just give her a frank assessment of where we're at, and that, in my estimation, it's probably not gonna work, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay,
If that's something we can plan ahead of time and work with them and get more.
consolidated elections happen every 2 years.
Yeah.
We could do it in 2027,
Sure.
so. Okay, I'm gonna move on to item 6, public comments on non-agenda items. We do not have any public here. Commissioner comments,
Nothing for me.
okay?
No,
Got nothing.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to the training, and, yeah. Hopefully, as we're taking baby steps, that we'll be able to do some more, to do some
Start outlining
produce
some
some,
projects.
some interesting programs,
Yeah.
so.
Question, I guess, regarding that. What's the process for outlining programs and how are we going about that?
I think if you're doing a program, you should have not a script, but an idea or format,
Mhm.
an outline of what you're going to do.
Right.
If you're gonna have a guest, or if you're going to, do it on a specific topic.
Gotcha.
I think the the policies and procedures kind of would govern that,
Mhm.
so.
Are they submitted at our commission meetings and then approved from there? How
I
does
think
that?
it would be good if you're gonna produce something to say, and Mark said that he has a bunch of ideas that he wants to.
Yeah.
And the thing that Glenn Wilcherberg said is that probably 3 to 5 minute programming is, and I think you
Yeah.
agreed with him as well. Just because people's attention span is not, I don't know.
Right. Well, it's going to be a lot easier to produce, I think.
Right,
Keep it
right.
short instead of hour-long content blocks, right?
Yeah, I think to let us know what you're producing, I would love to help you if you,
Mhm.
carry equipment or do whatever, you
Yeah.
know.
Okay. I don't have anything yet. I was just wondering, like, what exactly the process
Yeah.
for any of us would be,
Yes.
with coming forth with ideas and then getting everything structured for that. But
Right, yeah, I was thinking about making videos about the historic places of Villa Park, if there is any, right?
Yeah, you should work with Lori, because she's chair of the Historical Museum, and I think she's chair of the Villa Park Historical Commission.
The train stations on the Prairie Path is an example of,
Mhm.
they're both registered historical landmarks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And then I believe
Yeah.
the old post office is as well.
Oh.
I think you said
The old post office is as well, I believe, right? Or no?
What about the old post office?
It's a historic landmark, a registered historic.
It's a historic landmark, but it's obviously in private hands.
Mhm.
They've done a lot of changes to it. It would be interesting I've kind of peered through the windows. They have some interesting paintings in the lobby. They were trying to, keep the lobby in a kind of the way it was when it was an actual post office.
Yeah,
So-
let's just get trained first to see,
yeah.
Yeah.
to make it. And
Well, you
to
start
make-
doing
to put
outlines
it,
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, to make an outline. Just have to make the script, make the video and edit it.
Right.
Right.
I will mention that if you do not have a fob
Mhm.
to get in, just send me your request. I'm gonna forward it to Cheryl and Brian,
Okay.
and they'll get you a key, they'll get you a fob so you can enter.
Got it. So shoot you an email.
Yeah, just shoot me an email.
Okay.
And then do you have an ID?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a village ID?
Oh, village ID. No.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, you can get a village ID.
Oh, there's a village ID too?
Yes.
I didn't know it.
And it'll get you discounts at Dairy Queen.
Does it really?
If only.
No,
It's really, really nice.
I don't know, maybe I'll,
How did you get it?
Cool.
Like,
I went to the village manager's secretary, I believe, and she got it for me. I don't know. Yeah, you should get one of those, the key fob and the ID.
okay.
All right.
I do have a hard stop at 7. I gotta go pick up my
okay,
son.
yeah, so I think I have nothing further, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Staff comments.
Oop, I'm sorry, I apologize.
No, all good.
Okay,
I will connect with Brian about the laptop. I can shoot Glenn an email about inventory, or we can ask him on Sunday too, either way.
okay. Okay,
I second your motion to adjourn.
yep. You made the motion,
I
Tom?
made the motion.
You made the motion.
No, I can't
Oh,
make a motion.
okay, I make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay.
Nailed it. All right.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I.
Aye.
Okay, we're adjourned.